Santa and I are on a weekend trip in Boone, North Carolina. Taking a little break from the day. It's kind of rainy outside. So he decides today to teach himself to reserve the center serving on his bow. And just by coincidence, he has everything with him.
Just by coincidence. Oh, you know, I found this tackle box floating in Lake Burton probably a couple of years ago. And it didn't have any identification on it, and it didn't have but just a little bit of tackle in it. It all looked like something that somebody had just purchased. So took it home, dried it out, and I've made myself an archery tackle box out of it. So it's really easy for me to carry. It's got a big bottom section, so I can really carry everything with me now. So I'm going to unwrap this string, and I'm going to watch a couple of YouTube videos myself, and then when I come back I'm going to try to put this string back on. So say a prayer for me and wish me luck.
Okay, while he was unwrapping this, I noticed there was a damaged section. So this is why he's redoing it, and I wanted you to see it before he unwraps it all.
That is actually where my D-loop goes, where the knot point is on the string, and I had a couple of D-loops that got damaged, and I had those replaced. I replaced one myself, did a real amateur job of it, and replaced it again myself and did a better job of it. And between all of those activities on that serving on the string, it has really damaged it. And also, while I'm doing this, I'm noticing that when this was originally tied, the string was doubled back underneath the serving, and I can see I'm going to be able to unwrap the tail of it right there. But that's good to know, because I want to put that back like that. You see that tail comes all the way from up here underneath that serving, makes it a little bit fatter. So I want to take note of that, and when I put it back, I'm going to do that as well. Okay, I've got a band-aid on the string at the starting point, and I've got this fancy serving tool. It may be kind of hard to do this with just two hands, but that's kind of what I got. So I'm just going to lay this, I'm going to leave enough of this string laying out here to go underneath the center serving, because that's what I had on to begin with. And I'm going to start by just hand wrapping about the first 5 wraps. And once I get those first 5 on, then I'll start with a tool, and I'll come back and show you how I'm going to do that. I ended up putting a hemostat on the end to keep the string from trying to turn. Also very important to notice when you take the old center serving off which way the string wrapped, because I believe the way it's supposed to go on is what they say the opposite of this, the bowstring direction. But since I'm a novice, was a little unsure of myself, I was able just to go back and look at the previous video and watch myself unwrap the string. So this is a little rough up here at the beginning, and I think it's because this string I was allowing it to make some twist around, but it looks really good here. Now it looks like it's supposed to. I'm able to hold this tight, and I've got a lot of tension on the tool, so it's making a nice tight serving, and that's probably not going to hurt anything being the way that it is, but I'll decide after I finish. I'll come back and take a look at it and see. Since I seem to be getting a little better as I go, I may want to redo it again when I finish. Okay, you can see that this looks really good. I've actually, since you've seen me last time, I've redone this 3 or maybe 4 times. Not completely, but partially. I finally got the hang of this, so I didn't need the hemostats and the band-aid. And now I've got this tag end here that actually comes all the way through from up here, and I'm going to just go ahead and cut that off. Kind of short. Now I'm going to do what's called back serving to finish it off. And the way that you do that is I'm just going to pull out a piece of the string here. Cut it. I'm going to come under the string here, and I'm going to make about 5 loops. Three. That's 4. And that's 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now I'm just going to lay this loose end up here. Tell you what, I may use my hemostats again since I'm still not too good at this. And I'm just going to grab that, hold it in place. Now I'm just going to finish off the serving by taking this and hand wrapping these last 5 turns. And if you'll notice, as I wrap these turns on, it's taking these turns off. So I'm going to wrap these last 5 turns, and what I end up with is a little loop here. Now I'm going to take these hemostats off of here and see if I can grab that little end. Well, I can probably do that better with my fingers. And I'm just going to pull. I'm just going to pull that up. Nice and snug. Cut the excess off. And now we'll just bring that little end right down. New center serving. You can do it too. Okay, all finished up. I put the D-loop back on. I actually was able to reuse the old one that I took off. As I said in a previous video, that I could probably do this with a pair of needle nose pliers after I'd had a little more practice with the fancy tool that I have. I actually put that one on with the needle nose pliers. So new center serving, very first time, and D-loop, getting better at this kind of stuff. So don't be afraid to experiment with your bow. Just be careful. There are a lot of better YouTube videos out there than mine that show you a lot more detail, and I've watched all of those, and you should watch some of them too. But just wanted to show you that without any experience you can do a good job on your bow.